view. What are the main things that we have? First thing is canvas pane. This section. Able to see my screen? Yes, able to see my screen?
Yes, sir,
sir.
it is
Okay.
visible.
So see here, this section is called as canvas pane, where you can draw your visuals. You can use visuals which are available under visualization section. Okay. In the canvas section, in the canvas pane, you need all these details like filters we need, visualization section we need, and data we need. Okay. So in Paint. So we are having visualization section, guys. Visualizations. Okay. We're having visualizations. And okay. Visualizations. Data section. And this thing filter section. Now visualization you can treat as a template, guys. Visualization you can treat as a template, an empty thing, an empty tray. Let's suppose we will be having molds, right? Molds in the sense, what you can say, people will be creating sculpture like when we have Ganesh Chaturthi. So people will be making beautiful idols. What they have, they will have some mold, right? Clear, yes. I hope everyone is clear about like what is a mold. Mold. We'll be having a shape. If you pour something into that particular shape and it gets dried, and if you open that mold, we will get that shape. Okay. If we pour some material like plaster of Paris or mud, okay. So that will give you the actual object. Okay. So visualizations are kind of molds, guys, here. Templates. It is an empty thing. It's a visual, an empty thing. What we feel that design, we can see like a design, we can say. Some design kind of thing, let's suppose. And this design, we have data. We are binding our data from data section to this visual. We are binding our data. See guys, whenever I choose any visuals, let's suppose I have clicked here, I am choosing this visual. Are we seeing any data here? No, a template, a mold kind of thing, empty thing like this. An empty thing like this. We'll see an empty thing like this. To this, we will bind data saying, we'll have customer and sales. I'll say, okay, I'll bind my data. So otherwise, department, employees. So I'll have this data with me in one of the tables. See, under data section, I'll have tables. Inside tables, I'll have fields. If I bind department, otherwise salary, I have. Otherwise, I'll use entire thing as is. Entire thing as is. See here, I'm having data. So if I bind my data saying, okay, department name wise salary information I need. I want to bind this one to my visual. I'll say bind this department name. Okay. Bind this department and bind this salary to this visual. Once we bind this, my output will be shown like this. The next step. What we have chosen a visual, a design. To that design, we have added department name and salary. See here now, these are department names. These are department names. Here, these are department names that we're seeing here. And these are salaries we are seeing in the Viber. So department names are getting shown here. Department names getting shown here this way. And your salary is getting shown here. And you are having your visual data rendered here in your visual. Getting my point, guys? Guys, Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we will have a visual, plain visual. To that visual, we will bind our data. Based on the data that we bind, we will have our visual rendered. Rendered in the sense presented, we can say. Rendered with the data. Saying, okay, production department having 22K, 22,000 salaries, purchase department having 22,000 salaries, this way. Okay. Based on the visual type, we will have few properties to bind the data. Every visual will have few properties. What are the properties, basic properties for this visual, guys? X-axis and Y-axis are the basic properties. True or not? A graph can be plotted on X and Y-axis basis, right? So it will contain some values on the X-axis. I have taken departments on the X-axis and values, salary on the Y-axis. Clear? So every visual will have few properties. To those properties, you have to bind your data columns. That is with respect to data, rendering data. Guys, remember, this is empty visual. This is rendered with data. Rendered with data. Clear? Clear so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll have empty visual. We will bind our data. After binding data, we will have our visual rendered with data. This is empty visual. And here, visual rendered with data. Visual rendered with data. Empty visual and visual rendered with data. So this way, we can bind and render our data. And third thing, what I said, every visual will have two kind of properties. And before discussing about visuals, what we'll do, we'll discuss about filter. We'll discuss about filter. So here, what I'm saying, I can add few columns to my filter. So to this filter, let's suppose I'm selecting my visual. Here, I'm seeing filters on this visual. See guys, as I have selected my visual, what I'm seeing, filters on this visual. If I select on the report, the possible filters are filters on this page or filters on all pages with it nothing but report level filter, the second option, and filters on this page. If you create any filter using any column on this page, then that filter will be applicable for all the visuals available on this page 1. If you create a filter using this filters on all pages option, then that filter will be applicable for all the visuals available on different pages. We have seen that example in the session 1. Refer that video once, okay? Now, one more filter that we are seeing here, when I select my visual, see, what's saying? Instead of filter on the page, what I'm seeing here? Filter on this visual. I'm seeing filter on this visual. Okay. By default, we are seeing department name and sum of salary as a filters. Why? Because to this visual will have few properties like x-axis and y-axis. To those properties, I have added department name to the x-axis and sum of salary to y-axis. So on x-axis, I'm seeing department names. On y-axis, I'm seeing salaries information. And based on those x and y-axis data, my column bars are plotted. That's why as soon as I select my filter and automatically Power BI detecting, okay, on this visual, what kind of data mapped? It will go to visual. When you select this visual, it will go to the visual properties. Okay, an x-axis department available and y-axis sum of salary is available. So when I select a visual, the possible filters on the visuals are department and sum of salary. That's why it's showing department as a first filter and sum of salary as a second filter. Filter on this visual, department, sum of salary. So if I open department filter by using this arrow, it is showing possible department names, admin, production, purchase, sales. See, if I do selection on production, let's see whether this filter selection is impacting all other visuals or only this particular selected visual. I'm selecting production. All filters, sorry, all visuals got affected or only selected visual got affected?
Only selected results got affected.
Perfect. I'm selecting production and sales. I'm seeing only sales information of production and sales department because this is filter on this visual. Clear, guys? So when I have any filter applied here, like suppose on department name or salary. So even in the salary filter, I'll minimize using this arrow mark, department name I have minimized. I'm opening sum of salary filter. So here I want to see option C here. As sum of salary is a numeric one, by default, instead of a search, it is saying it is giving these many values. Whether your salary is less than this much, less than or equal to this much, greater than or equal to this much, or it's a blank value. What I'll say is less than, so is greater than, I'll say 20,000. I've given sum of salary is greater than option I have selected. Below I have given value as 20,000. I'm using apply filter option. See here, how many column bars having more than 20,000 salary? How many departments are having 20,000 salary? More than 20,000.
Production and purchase.
Perfect. Production and purchase are having more than 20,000 salary. So as soon as I click on apply filter, see the result. Which got filtered? Only the departments which are only the column bars which are having salary greater than how much? Come on, guys.
20,000.
Perfect. Greater than 20,000. Clear? So this way, whenever you select a filter, whenever we select a visual on the canvas, that particular visual will have its own set of data added as filter. And you can filter and see the data. Filter and see the data on your need basis. If you don't want to see the data, filtered data, see here, you are having eraser option here, clear filter option. If you click on that, it will be reset. All the filtered data will come back. Okay, clear? So now filters will have impact on your, let's suppose, so this understanding is important, guys. I'll do one thing. Instead of this, I'll select this. I'll go to this filter department. I'll select production and purchase. I'll take this one here. This is filter I'm applying. On which name? On which thing? On department name. What are the things I have selected? What is the filter I've applied? Production and purchase. So now after applying this filter on this visual, my output is this. This is my output. This is my output. Is clear so far? Okay. So you have applied filter on this data. So your visual got filtered. And this is your output. This way. Okay. And if you want to remove that filter, go to filter and click on this eraser symbol. That's all. Now, if I want to apply my salary filter, like saying greater than 20,000, if I click on this apply filter, this is also one of the filter, guys. If I apply this filter, sum of salary greater than 20,000, if I apply this filter will give me the output this way. So the next thing is departments with more than 20,000 salary are getting filtered in your, sorry, yes, visual, on your visual data. So this way your visual data will be modified. More than 20,000 salary. This is case one, where you have selected department names only production and purchase. So this way production and purchase got filtered out. And you have applied filter saying sum of salaries greater than 20 to 20,000. So out of these 4 column bars, only the column bars with department salaries at more than 20,000 are filtered and shown here. Clear, guys? These 3 are very important sections in the Power View part. In the Power View, the basic, like the core thing is canvas pane. Canvas. This entire section is called as canvas. On this canvas, we can draw visuals. We can select visual. We can add visual onto our canvas plane. To this visual, we will bind the data from data section. After binding data to our plain visual, empty visual, we'll have data rendered on the visual. And once the data got rendered on the visual, you can apply filter on the visual, either by selecting the filter, and by selecting the filter, which all are the properties that are data properties by binded to that filter, those are applied as default filters on the visual. Or if you have any page level or report level filter added, even those filters will impact your visual available on the canvas pane. So right now I'm placing those filters on the applied on the visual level. Clear, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, tell me.
Can I apply sum of salary on x-axis and department on y-axis?
Sure, you can do that. See, I'll select this. I'll convert this to one this way. See here. I have selected the same visual. Earlier it was column bar. I have selected the same visual. I can convert that vertical column bar visual to the clustered bar. It is column bar size. It is column bar, Ramesh. And if I select third visual, it is horizontal bar. So right now in the column bar, where your department available? Which axis?
X-axis.
And your salary is available on which axis?
Y-axis.
Okay. You can convert it into 2 ways. Like you can select this visual and convert it to a bar chart instead of column, a regular bar. As soon as I select that bar, now tell me on x-axis what we have?
Department.
Salary.
Salary.
Salary column.
On y-axis what we have?
Department.
Department name. Now let it be. See here, on y-axis we are having department name, on x-axis we are having sum of salary. Now I'm coming back to column bar. I'm selecting column bar. See here, on x-axis what we have? Department name. On y-axis we are having sum of salary. If you don't want to switch your visual and you want to in the same kind of representation, in the same kind of column bar, if you want to see your visual with y-axis department name and x-axis with the salary name, you can simply convert this. Like you drag and drop it to y-axis, and you can drag and drop salary to x-axis. Okay. See here. What is happening? Here, instead of count of department names, you can simply say show value as no calculation. 1 second. Instead of see, when we try to render our data, it is also important that on which axis, what kind of data that we need to plot. Then only a meaningful information can be seen through the visual. See, by adding department to your y-axis, we are achieving nothing here. I'll say, one second. So this way we were having data earlier. On y-axis, we are simply having department name. Nothing added. And x-axis we are having sum of salary. And when we switch back here, x-axis department name and sum of salary. Now you'll do on the same thing. On y-axis we try to add department name. Remove the count. And on x-axis you try to add salary. Salary needs to be summed up. Okay. See, automatically Power BI deciding like what kind of rendering it has to with the given data. Okay. So that's why earlier we haven't added specifically X data, X-axis and Y-axis data. So we have selected the visual and I have just selected department name. After that, I have selected salary. So automatically Power BI decided intelligently. So which particular data is suitable on which axis? Clear? And if you want to convert that by using the other chart, you can select this visual and you can convert that one to other chart saying this bar chart this way. Okay. Clear?
Yes, sir. Clear enough.
Okay. So now here what I'll do, I'll draw a canvas pane here. This is your canvas pane, let's suppose. I used to call this one as canvas pane. And what we have in the canvas pane, guys? Multiple pages we'll have. Page 1, page 2. Like that we will have multiple pages. Page 1. After that, page 2. After that, page 3. Like that you can have multiple pages inside canvas pane, and each page you can add different visuals. Okay. Now clear, guys, what are the important sections of your Power View? Guys, what are the important sections of your Power View?
Filters, visualizations, data part.
Yeah. So this is step 1. I'll say step 1, adding a visual. After that, binding data. This is step 2. After that, step 3, applying a filter. Once data got rendered, I'm trying to filter data. Step 3. And this one, step 4. Okay. Clear, guys? Is clear?
Yes, sir.
So it is day 3, right? It's a Power View components. Now, earlier we have seen what kind of filters that we have, like page level filter, all pages level filter, which is nothing but report level filter.
Report level.
Now, today we have learned one more thing, like when we select a visual, we will have filter on that particular visual, filter on the visual. So how many filters we have so far?
3 filters.
What are those?
Visual filter, page level filter, report level filter.
Filter visual level, page level, report level.
Report level.
Okay, visual level, page level, report level. Okay, this way we have seen 3 kinds of filter. And now when you select a visual and apply filter, then your visual data will be updated. Okay, now I'll show you one more thing. I'll select my filter and I'm trying to see, I'm selecting my filter, visual. And on this visual, as soon as I select my visual, as soon as I focus on my visual, I'm seeing some icons appearing here. If I focus on my visual, are you seeing icons, guys? What it's saying? Filter on this visual. And next take focus mode. Okay. When I focus my cursor on this visual, are we seeing a filter option enabled here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, as soon as I select this filter visual and I'm selecting this filter, focusing on filter, what is saying? There aren't any filters applied right now. Your visual data is completely getting shown right now. There are no filters applied right now. See here, I'm selecting this filter. What is the description, guys? Read out this.
There are not any filters applied right now.
What does it mean? Your complete visual data is getting rendered. What is your visual data? Department-wise salary data. Okay. Now, I select this visual. I'm using filter on this visual option. I'm going to department. I'm selecting admin and sales. Now my visual got filtered, guys.
Yes, it is filtered.
Okay. Now I'm going to my filter. I'm focusing on my filter and this filter got enabled. I'm selecting that filter option. What I'm saying is earlier there are no filters. The description was like there aren't any filters applied. Now what it's saying? Department is admin or sales. This is a filter applied right now on this visual. Clear? From where it came? It came from visual level filter. Okay, let it be. Now, page level, I'll add one filter. Filters on this page. I have selected on the report. I haven't selected any visual. That's why I'm not seeing filter on the visual option. I'm seeing filter on the page and filter on all pages. On page level filter, I'll add gender. I'm selecting gender column, adding page level. And I'm selecting F. Again, my filter data got affected. My visual data got affected here. See, as soon as I select F, all visuals got affected. See, all visuals having this kind of data. I'm removing this visual. As soon as I select page level filter F here, gender column I have binded to filter on the page, and gender column having options like F and M. It is allowing us to filter data with possible values F and M. I'm selecting F female. Now all the visuals on my page got affected. True or not?
True.
Okay. Now let's investigate every visual. I'll go on this table visual. I'm selecting and I'm going to filter option available. What it's saying? What filter it is showing?
Gender is F.
Gender is F, which is from page level or visual level?
Page level.
Perfect. And I'm selecting this visual. And I'm seeing this filter option. What's the filter is showing?
Same filter.
Same filter.
Gender
Page level filter. Perfect. And I'm selecting third visual. I'm going to this filter, focusing on this. What's the filter condition showing?
Same filter.
Gender is F, which is page level or visual level filter?
Page level.
Page level. Now I'm selecting this visual. I'm going to this filter option. How many filters are you showing?
Two filters.
Filters. One is from visual level filter. Second one is from
Page level.
page level. Clear? Now let it be. Okay. Now what I'll do, okay, I'll add to the page level filter, to the report level filter, I'll add which is suitable. There is no city available. I'll add salary to the page level filter. See guys, filter on all pages having no filter right now. I'm adding salary. Okay, I'm scrolling down to this salary. See, as the salary is a numeric one, we are having these many options. Is less than, greater than something. What I'm saying is greater than 1500. I'm selecting apply filter. Apply filter. Now go and select AC and every filter. See how many options it is showing? Otherwise I'll give some larger value so that we'll have some impact on the data. Okay, now it has some. What I'm saying, all page level filters. So all report level filters. I have said like I have added a filter on all pages of the report through salary field. And I said salary is greater than 5,000. And now go and see every filter options on every visual. How many filters I'm seeing on the table? Gender is there.
Two filters.
Gender is here. Salary is greater than 5,000. So from where I'm getting gender filter?
Gender is from
Page level.
filter.
Page level. And salary is from report level filter. Okay, I'm going to this visual. I'm seeing filter option here, focusing on this. Page level, report level filters. Gender is page level, salary is report level. Selecting this table, focusing on filter. Gender is page level, salary is report level. And I'm selecting the final visual, which we focused more. I'm going to this filter. How many filters we are saying?
All three filters.
One is visual level. Department is from visual level. Gender is from page level. And salary is from report level. Okay? Clear, guys? The way every single visual is getting affected through three kind of filters. Remember that. Every single visual is getting affected through three kinds of visuals. What are those? First thing, visual level filter. Second thing, page level filter. Third one, report level. Report level in sense all pages. Remember that. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I'll erase the filter at report level, seeing this erase symbol, erasing that. I'm going to page level filter and erasing the gender selection. And even rebinding, like I'm removing that filter on page level, removing report level filter. I'm selecting my visual. I'm going and erasing the filter applied. See, we do not have option to clear this filter because this visual binded with department and sum of salary data. We do not have any such option to clear the filter because as long as your visual binded with some data, those data fields are applicable to filter your visual. Remember that. Clear with my statement? Guys, clear with my statement? Again, go on. Connection. It's there, right?
Yes, it's there.
So I'm erasing, clearing filter. That's all. Sorry, I'm clearing filter, but I'm unable to remove filter entirely from the visual. See here, like this. On the filter on the page, I have removed entire filter. But here I'm clearing only the filter selection. I'm not allowed to remove the filter, this data binding, the data field binding to this visual. Okay, I'm just clearing the filter selection here. And my visual data came back and I'm selecting my visual. I'm trying to see filters applied and I'm able to see there are no filters applied on this visual right now. Clear, guys? Clear about this section, filter section, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And clear about visualization section. At least you need to have some understanding on the visualization section, saying you can use any kind of visual to be drawn on the canvas pane. Initially, when you select any visual, you'll have an empty visual. And after that, you have to bind the data from data section. Once you bind the data, your visual will be rendered with the data. And that rendered data can be filtered using three kinds of filters. One is visual level filter. Second one, page level filter. Third one, filter on all pages. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, the next step is, guys, I can explain it one more time, but you need to have strong understanding here because Power Query, DAX, we have learned all the like logical things. Those are function names you have to remember, and we can add a column, remove a column, filter the data, all those things, fine. But here, the Power View part, majority times we'll work on this Power View part, guys, being a Power BI developer. Okay, you need to have clear understanding saying, okay, I'll draw visual from this place. I'll bind the data to visual from this data section so that my visual will be rendered with the data. With that data, I can play using filter section. This kind of understanding you need to have. Clear picture you need to have. Okay. Okay, guys. Now,
Okay.
remember, adding a visual is an empty visual will be rendered on your canvas. After that, if you bind data, your visual will be rendered with the data. And if you apply filter on the visual, then the rendered visual data will be filtered and getting shown with the filtered data this way. Okay. Now, binding data and rendering data is one part with the visual. And the other part is styling your visual. Visual have two kind of properties, guys. One is binding with the data and rendering the data, and styling your data, whatever data that got binded, that you can format. See, this is visual section. And if you select a visual, and after that visual option, you are having a paint symbol like this. What is the label we are seeing here?
Format your visual.
Format your visual. Formatting in the sense, all cosmetic kind of thing. Cosmetic in the sense, you can change the color of your bars. You can increase the font size. Okay. You can add a header here. You can apply the background. Lot many things are there. See, I'm going to grid lines. I'm selecting this visual. I'm going to format options. Here I'm going to grid lines. See, right now, see, I'm use this options. I'm selecting visual. See, focus mode. In the sense, only that visual will be rendered this way. I'm selecting this visual. I'm going to format option. I'm going to grid lines. See, in the grid lines, what is the style? Dotted. What I'll say? Dashed. I'll say. I'll give color as yellow color. Are we seeing any dotted dashed lines in the background, guys?
Yes, sir.
I'll give red, blue color, something like this, so that it will clearly visible. So I'll say solid lines will be visible. I'll say dotted, only dotted lines, very plain, like hardly noticeable. Okay. And I'm going to columns. Every particular bar is treated as a column. So in the format section, go to columns. So in the columns, I want to change the color to this one. Got changed. And if I want to increase the space, like if I decrease the space, my column width will be more. If I increase the space between two columns, see here, as soon as I increase space, then my column bar width will be lesser. Okay. Data labels in the sense, see here, the values we are seeing with each column bar are referred as data label. If I turn it off, see here, I can turn it off entire data label section here itself. If I turn it off, I do not see any values, 14K, 20K, 20K. If I turn it on, I can see those values. I'm going to data labels. Here I can see what kind of position. So right now it is inside end. So inside the bar or the end. So I'll change the selection outside end. It will go outside the bar. And inside center. So inside the bar, value will be shown at the center. Okay. Inside base, inside the bar at the bottom, value will be shown. And going to value, inside column bar, this is orientation, like where your value needs to be presented, center, top or bottom, like that. But with actual value, you can see what you want to see, it's thousands, which is by default unit is taken as display unit as thousands. So I'll change it to none. If I change it to none, instead of K, what I'm seeing, actual absolute value I'm seeing. Clear, guys? And if you want to see with a different color, that particular label, I'll select white text and see now I'm seeing my values with the white color. Clear, guys? So this way, this format section of every visual contains all cosmetic related changes where you can apply and style your visual. See, I'm going back to report here. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Every visual will have data to be binded to render the data. That is first thing. And every visual will have format section where you can style your visual. So every visual can have data plus format. Remember that. Every visual have data plus format. Data for rendering and format is for styling. Clear, guys? What is format? Format meant for styling.
Cosmetic.
Styling visual.
Styling or cosmetic operations. Only styling is. Okay, format anything but styling. Actual data is for rendering purpose. Remember this. Now, if you select any visual, you are seeing, okay, multiple filters are allowed. Visual level filter, page level filter, and report level filter. And I can format my visual using format section. And I can bind additional data using data section. This way you need to have understanding. And this is my canvas pane. I can add any visual from this visualization section, required visual. I can add here. See, I can add a pie chart here. I'll remove, I said this, I'll change this one to pie chart. To this pie chart, I'll add gender-wise salary. I'm choosing this focus mode. What it's showing? Light blue color is of female salary is 26,000. All female employees salary is 26,200. All male employees salary is 45,100 rupees. Clear? This way, what is the data binded to this particular visual?
Gender and
salary.
Gender
sum
and
of
salary. Gender and sum of salary. And I'm selecting this visual. I'm going to format option. Let's see. Every visual will have its own set of formatting options. Remember, this is x and y-axis based visual. So it will have some x-axis and y-axis related options and column bar related options, data label options. And this is a pie chart. Pie chart need not to have all the formatting options that a column bar visual have. Pie chart will have its own set of formatting options. See here, it's saying legend. After wherever values or data labels there, go to data details label. Inside detail label, what I'm saying, all the details are getting shown outside, saying 26,000 and 45,000. What I'll say, I'll show inside all these values. And values also, what kind of values you want to see. See, if I go to focus mode, this one, it is showing data like 26,000. Out of 100%, it is 36%. Out of 100%, this male employees portion is 63,000. So label content right now, what is the selection? Data value and percentage of total. What I'll say, category and percentage of total. Now see, what it's saying, category is F, female 36%, male 63%. Now label content I'll change to category and data label. Now instead of percentage, it's showing actual value. Male employees is 45,000, 26,000. I'm going to values. I'm going to increase the font. Okay. I'm going to change the color to some orange color. Okay. I'm going to change display units instead of thousands to none. So I can see actual value. Clear? Clear, guys? So this way you can change. And if you go to the slices section, it is asking like for M category, a thick blue color selected. No, I need some yellow color. For female, I want to see some light blue, light yellow, this way. You can change, you can format, you can style, you can apply any cosmetic change using format options. These are with self-exploration, you can learn all these options, guys. Select a visual, find some, bind some data and start playing with this format section until you master those options. Like you have to remember this way. Okay, if it is a column bar visual, then I'll have x-axis, y-axis options, and I can have data label available here. I can change value here. I can increase font size here. Like that, you need to have full control on. If it is a pie chart, then I'll have slices option. Okay, I'll have values option this way. I can have details option this way. So this way you need to have more control. So this way how to learn, guys. As the font size is not fitting here with the visual size, we are seeing data this way. So again, I'm going to format visual. I'll go to slices inside, data else label inside value section. I'll decrease this one to 10. Now I'm able to see values correctly. Clear, guys? And if you people remember, we have seen one more kind of filtering. What is interaction among the interaction among the visuals available on a page? See, if I select admin in this table, all other filters are getting affected, are getting filtered with the selection that you did on this one visual. This is also one kind of filter. What kind of filter? Interaction filter. Remember that. Interaction filter. Clear? Yes, clear?
Yes, sir.
What is that? Interaction filter. I'm clicking somewhere on the report. Sorry, somewhere on this visual, not on the data. So that will remove the interaction filter. So here I'm selecting male in this pie chart. Male. All other visuals affected by filtering male related data in them. What we call this? In the entire portion, we are having some of the portion highlighted. This way it is filtered. Okay? Clear, guys? Now tell me how many kinds of filters we have.
4.
What are those?
Interaction filter, visual filter, page level, and report level.
Perfect. Now we will learn one more filter today. So I'm creating a third page. In this third page, what I'll do, I'll add a employee name, department name. Okay. Employee name and department name. I'm going to format option. See what I did initially in the page 3. I'm selecting this visual. I'm deleting this. In the page 3, I have added table visual. Are we having any data right now?
No.
No. It's a plain visual, empty visual. To this empty visual, I'm adding a table contains what?
Columns.
Columns.
Rows and columns.
Perfect. So what I'll say, I'll simply say employee name is one column, department name as a second column. Okay. And employee gender as third column. Employee salary as fourth column. Like these 4 columns I have added. And to this visual, I want to change styling. So selecting this visual, I'm going to format options. Here, values section, I'm increasing font size to 25. Okay. Now I'm seeing all my employee data in page 3. Employee. I'm giving, double clicking and naming my page 3 as employee data. Okay. Employee data. Now, see here, carefully observe. If I click somewhere in the report, not on the visual, what I'm seeing, a drill through option available under visualization section. Drill through. So on employee data page, what I'm saying, I'm going to add my department name as a filter. Drill through field. I have added what? Department name on the drill through section of my page 3. Okay. Now I'm going to page 1. On the page 1, I'm having this department here available. Okay. So here on the department, wherever department name, see in the employee data, what is the drill through filter you have added? What is the drill through filter?
Department name.
Department name I have added. Okay. So in any of the page, if you want to see that a particular department data, so you can go to this department, right click, see. I have clicking on production, right click, drill through option. It is showing employee data page because employee data page having a department level drill through filter added. I'm selecting production right now. Before selecting production, go to your page 3. How many records you are seeing? 10 records, 10 employee data of different departments. I'm selecting this visual, going to format option. Not only values, I want to change column header size go to 25 so that employee name, department name, gender, sum of salary I'm seeing now. I'm going to page 1 now. Wherever department name, in the employee data I have added department name. So in other pages, wherever department name is there, from that point you can drill through to that page. So here I'm having department name. Right click here, drill through. You're seeing employee data. And here in this visual, we are having what kind of data? Gender data, male, female. And this visual, what data we have? Guys,
Gender.
gender
I'll
data.
be here.
So right click on the gender data, go to drill through. What we are seeing? Page 2 option. Because in page 2, I have added gender as a drill through. So I'm removing that. Right. So now right click here. We do not see any drill through option on gender. But if we drill through, if you right click on the department name, you will see drill through option here this way. Wherever department name is available in any visual, if you right click and see drill through option, you will be able to see drill through option. And if you select drill through, you'll be able to see the page where your department name added as a drill through filter. Now we will see actual purpose. I'm selecting admin department, right click, drill through employee data. Oh, what happened? Out of 10 employees, I'm seeing only 2 employees, which are of admin department. So EFG is admin, JKL is admin. Earlier, what is happening guys? I'm having page level filter. If I apply any filter, that filter will be applied to or specific to only that page. I'm having all pages like report level filter. If I select the filter, then that filter will be applied on all pages. Now, if I select a visual, if I add any filter and change that value, that change will be applicable to that selected filter. And if I select any value in the filter, that filter will have interaction between other visuals and other visual data getting filtered. That is interaction filter. Now, the filtering is happening from one page to another page right now through drill through. Getting a point, guys? Notice the difference? Filtering of your data, employees data, see here, you're having a back option. As soon as you click on this back option, you'll be able to see control click, it's saying it removes that drill through. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Now selecting data from a visual on one page, filtering data in another page. See now I'm going here, production, right click, drill through, employee data. So I'm automatically taken to employee data. I'm not clicking on employee data page. Getting my point, guys? Guys,
Yes, sir.
I'm control clicking and going back here. I'm selecting sales, right click on sales, drill through, employee data. Automatically getting taken to this page, employee data. So this is drill through filter. So where data selection in one of the page on one of the visual filters the data available on a visual on another page. Clear? So to perform this, what we need to do, whichever page that you want to add it as a drill through page, to that page, you have to add that particular field name as a drill through filter here under drill through section of your visualizations. And then in other pages, wherever you have that drill through field added, on that field, you can right click and see drill through option and select that one, and it will be filtering your data on the page, and you will be routed to that page automatically. Clear? Tell me guys, how many filters we have seen so far? Guys, and please unmute yourself. How many filters we have seen so far?
5.
What are those?
Drill through, visual filter, interactive filter, page level and report level.
Okay. When I select a visual, I'll be able to see filter on the visual. If I select a page, I can see filter on the page and filter on all pages, which is nothing but report level. If I select some data in a visual in a page, I can have that interaction filter applied on all other visuals. And if I define a drill through in any of the page, if I define any drill through filter using any field in any of the page, that page can be navigated through that drill through field value from other visual on other page. Right click, drill through that employee data. It will filter, not only route your control to navigate you to that page, but it will filter the data and it will navigate you to that page. That's the meaning. Clear? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys. That's all. Any queries?